right. Is this working? You YouTube just gave me the hardest time to get this started. What a pain. All right, well, it seems to be working, so let's just run with it here. I'm the Philosopher King 2.0. Thanks for joining me. It's been quite a long time since I had an episode. I think I talked about the egg prices not too long ago. Well, a lot has happened in the world. It continues to happen. It's crazy psycho out there. In the last 48 hours, Israel has bombed Iran. And of course, we've seen the escalations in the Ukraine and Russia. It's the world is nuts, and so the price of gold has really caught me by surprise. Actually, I should get a live chart here ready in a second to talk about it. But we basically, I mean, do you remember how long they were talking about? Oh, gold. If we hit 2,000, it means that everyone knows that the whole world is going to, well, crap. And 2,000. Look at that 2,000 number. Well, in like less than a year, it went from 2,000. It hit 2,000, and now it's hit 3,000. It's on its way to 4,000, and I mean, wow. Well, what I don't hear is people going around saying things like, "Wow, the world's going to end. Gold's going up. It must mean that everyone knows that things are crap." Instead, everything seems to be going on like normal. I mean, yeah, there's violence and bloodshed everywhere, but gold goes up, and everyone's like, "That's cool." The weird thing is Bitcoin's also going up. The stock market's going up. I think all the metals are going up. I'm trying to think of anything that's going down. And it just makes me wonder, where is all this money coming from? It's just floating around, and like usually you would think that it would have to exit some other asset class in order to buff up another. Like, what's the phrase for net zero? No. Oh Lord, it'll come to me when I'm least expecting it. At any rate, the point of this video is, I have so much to say about the political events that are going on, and I will talk about them a little bit as we go forward. But I think with the price of gold being as high as it is now, 3,300 maybe, that is it's a warning that things are not as good as we want them to be. That people know that, and that they're dumping money into both gold and Bitcoin and the metals. They're worried. And if you're like me, you don't want to be hauling a lot of gold around. The truth is that as far as hard metals go, I'm much more invested in silver. I think you should have it in your hand as much as possible. I have a whole video that talks about my attitude about gold versus silver. The link is in the description, so you can check that out. But in the process of looking for a way to invest in gold and hold gold and actually make it in usable fashion, I found this company 2 years ago now called Kinesis, which has tokenized gold in a digital token, and it's really innovative, actually. And I'm going to go through. I'm going to give another overview of it, and you're going to ask yourself, well, why isn't he more invested in it if it's so great? And I will answer that question. There is a referral link. When you see my balances, you're gonna be like, okay, he's really not doing it for the referral, but I do appreciate the referral. if you sign up, if you use the referral link, which is also in the description. If you want to find the original review, it looks like that. Um, you have to go back almost 18 months ago now. I was really impressed by the fact that they called me, as you can tell from the thumbnail. Um, that really warmed my heart. Now they haven't called me since, which I think, maybe if I was giving them even more money, maybe they would. But anyway, I was impressed by that personal touch. Follow me on X. You see how long it's been since I've really posted regularly. I still have the Twitter handle on here. Um, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through. I made a video here that is going to show you the back end of. There it is. My little. Yep, that was my video. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to retain some anonymity when I did this. So I went through and I actually edited out all of my personal information so that I could kind of, Lord Almighty, yeah, here we go. So that I could go through it and talk about it without worried that I'm showing something that I shouldn't show. So you'll see the back end, and I want to talk about some of the features, some of the things that I like about it. If you are looking at this video, you're probably thinking like me, like the world is on a knife's edge. I got to do something to be prepared for it, and gold is the obvious place. Having physical gold makes the most sense, obviously. But Kinesis is a way to split the difference. So let me go through the video and I'll kind of narrate it as I go. And play. All right, so logging in here. And I'll kind of talk about other things as I go. I hate the stupid two-factor stuff. I mean, I don't really need it anyway. So the very first thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to buy some more Kinesis gold. They have a here, I'm going to make this bigger. The name of it is cow. I don't know how they want to pronounce it. Here, you don't even need to see me, do you? We'll just get rid of that there. Get rid of me for now. So I suppose if I make it that big, you can't see it. There we go. So one of the things that held me back from buying a lot more of Kinesis is it was really hard to fund using the US dollar. And recently, by recently, I mean like in the last 6 to 9 months, they've added a way for you to buy using your credit or debit card. Before that, I had to fund it with cryptocurrency. And you can still do that. And in fact, I think that I would recommend it because I know I got everything blocked out here. It's almost like you're looking at a document from the CIA, right? Look at this transparency. Everything's redacted. Ridiculous. Well, it'll get a little bit better. Anyway, there was a 10% fee to use the card. Not ideal, I think. I'm reasonably confident that if you bought crypto like XRP, Bitcoin, they support a few different ways of funding it. You're going to be able to reduce the fees, and it's going to make a whole lot more sense. Don't worry, there's more coming to the screen here soon enough. But just the thing is like if I'm going to really use it on a regular basis, I need to have that seamless integration with the US dollar. There we go. So I don't know why that took so long. It's because I redacted so much. So after I just pressed purchase, and you're gonna watch how long it took for the money for the cow to actually be deposited in my account. So this is real time. I haven't sped it up in any way. This is the time that it took. So that is one weakness, the integration with the US dollar and the US economy. is lacking a little bit at this point. But you can use your credit card. You can use your debit card. You can do it. You don't necessarily have to go the crypto route. And that is better than the way it was when it first started. So one of the nice things about this is that Kinesis is that the digital gold is matched dollar for dollar, ounce to ounce, with actual physical gold, and it has been audited. Someone has actually gone and looked at the gold. So unlike our Fort Knox, like someone, all right, so did you see how long that took? That was like 90 seconds to get the gold. So you're going to see the balance go up here in a moment. Took a little bit of time. Don't worry, it'll pop up. There it is. Boom, there it is. There's my transaction. So it did take some time, and now it's in this cow. I don't know how you say it. So, but as I was saying, unlike the Fort Knox thing, someone has actually seen this gold. They've actually seen the silver, and that matters to me. And theoretically, you can actually go and you can claim your gold. You can like physically withdraw your gold and your silver. Now there are minimum requirements, that kind of thing. But that's true for a lot of places where you can invest in gold and silver without actually taking delivery of it. So, I don't really think that's unique. So here you're going to see the different physical assets that they accept. The different currencies. You see the Doge even, USDC. These are very popular. XRP. These are very popular ways of using crypto. This Kinesis Pay, what this is you can actually integrate Kinesis into the shopping cart of whatever it is you're using, whether it's WordPress or whatnot. So you can actually allow people to pay you to transact. Like it could be maybe you're using Stripe or something like that. You can actually set it up so that it uses the Kinesis API and shopping cart, and you can actually get paid in cow. I wish I knew how you would say that. It seems kind of ridiculous to say cow, but it's probably what it is. Here's the independent audit stuff. Maybe I'll pause it as I go. Okay, so this is on their website. You can see that it's just right on their website. It's an independent audit, 1-to-1 allocation of physical gold and silver. It's an independent audit. It's located in the Cayman Islands, is where the gold and silver is, I believe. You can click on, you see where it says there, the latest independent audit is available to view on our website here. I've actually read through one of those audits. It looks very reputable to me. And I say that because I think you can always wonder, you can always doubt. So you can do your own due diligence. In a minute here, I'm going to click on the name of the company that does it. So here you see how much of the digital tokens have been released, and you can see that it more or less matches up with the amount of gold in their vaults, right? So that's what you want. In fact, according to what you're looking at there, the amount of physical gold and silver that they have actually exceeds the amount that has been tokenized. So that this means, unlike some cryptocurrencies where they have the ability to release more of the token and dilute the value, that's not going to happen here. If you buy cow or CAG, it's not going to decrease in value because of anything that this company is doing. It's only going to decrease in value because gold and silver itself are going up and down on the market. Let's go on here. Oh, I will return to some of these issues and talk about them. But just kind of scroll through it here real quick. Okay, so I clicked on the name of the company that actually carried out the audit. It's Bureau Veritas. Now, I tried to look into this company. Like I said, it looks legit. I mean, you can create anything on the web page. You can create fake web pages, and create fake web pages that talk about fake web pages. So you you know it's always possible, but it sure does seem legit to me. But pursue at your own risk. Um, I don't really need to go through this whole video. That's the audit here. What's this? This is the Mint program. So pause that. Now, so like other cryptocurrencies have the ability to do minting, they have added a way to also mint cow and CAG. I believe that I might be eligible for it. They have standards, requirements. Um, I think because of the number of referrals that I have, I might qualify. Um, they want people to be engaged, and they reward people who are engaged in the platform with minting privileges. So that is, and they reward it with basically digital gold, which, as we've already said, is correlated to physical gold, which theoretically, if you really wanted to take advantage of this platform and this community, you could earn actual real gold through it. So see if I can get to the requirements here. Here we go. No, that's the rebates. They did not have the minting when I first started. So this is a nice thing that they've added. They also didn't have the ability to use it as a payment method in a shopping cart. So that's a nice thing that they've added. If I tested it out, we don't need to belabor this. Kind of move through that. This is if you want to exchange your cow for some other cryptocurrency like XRP or Bitcoin. This is how you do it. It's a nice feature to be able to have. So you could move your crypto, maybe not Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is keeping pace with gold fairly well, I would say, but maybe like XRP, which is doing good, but not as good. You could send your XRP over here, convert it to cow, but then when you wanted to have XRP back, you could convert it through their exchange. Of course, the fees, you got to watch them. Okay, so this is the referral panel. This is what I mean. You can see I've made $38 from my referrals. So I'm sharing this with you because I really believe in it, not because I'm making a ton of money from it. But again, by all means, you could use my referral key code. That would be appreciated. You can see at the very bottom that the total amount of assets that have been added through my referrals is $230,000 worth. So that's 11 other people out there who have gone through this process and have put in some real money on it. But you can see above on my number, there's $515 million. That $515 million just from that one referral. And you put those two referrals together. I'm moving my mouse. You can't see me do it. So more than $1 billion of real money has been poured into Kinesis to buy real physical gold and been tokenized. So I think if you're looking for a way to own gold without actually taking delivery, but knowing that you have the option to do so, Kinesis is a solid way to do it. And a lot of money is out there that agrees, billions of dollars. So let me just kind of go through. Uh, yeah. So this is a new feature too. This metal back thing. So this begins to get to the part where I begin to have some issues with what Kinesis and why I personally have not invested quite as much in it as you would think, since I like it so much. So you can actually spend your digital gold and silver in actual places. And you're going to see here that Walmart would be an example. So you could take your digital virtual card into Walmart or to the Walmart website actually, and buy things and get a rebate, just like with the way a lot of credit cards do, right? What you would be getting is not cash, U.S. dollars. You'd be getting cow, which is basically gold and silver. Um, and these are the categories that you can buy online. Now, there is an issue here. Let's see if we find it on this page. Well, let me return to that. So I'm just going to hold right there. I mentioned using it as a payment method on a shopping cart. Um, this just is an example. You can see on the far left there the word merchant. I'm on the merchant tab. So I did a bunch of test transactions. Oops, where'd it go? And actually received a little over $10 just because through my testing. I wanted to make sure that it worked before I actually integrated it with one of my online businesses, of which I have many. So it's kind of nice to have that as an option, I think. I think that might be the little end of my video. Yeah, so now I'm going to get rid of that and pull up their web page. Here we go. Right? Why can't I see it? Come on. All right, we'll just go. There we go. I don't know why that disappeared. This is their web page. Company news. This is what I wanted. So these are the digital assets. There was a couple things I wanted to call attention to. One, they successfully passed the audit. Yes, they support 11 new digital assets. Where is the thing? Here we go. This is what I wanted. So this is why so far I have not invested as much into Kinesis as you might think, given how much that I really value the platform. Yes, if we go back to the beginning of the video, yes, you can get US dollars into this far easier than you could before. No question. But now I will, like, one of the real advantages to it was that you could then spend your gold and silver that you have with Kinesis on real items. So instead of the US dollar, which is fiat currency, it's a fake thing. Eventually, it's going to go away. Probably, it's going to collapse like Zimbabwe's currency, in my opinion. You could actually use your gold and silver, which will go up in value. So you will be able to spend from an asset class. You can buy items with an asset class that is increasing in value in your account with Kinesis. The problem is, and I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to see this here. Oh, let's see. Let's just look at it. Get 2% cash back. Yep, that's good. Use gold as money. Yeah, that's great. You get rewards. Yep, that's good. All this stuff is good. You're only gonna get here's the bad thing. You only get the cash back if you do a monthly fee. Otherwise, no monthly fee, no cash back. Well, suddenly not so good. There is a conversion fee. I don't think you can. I don't think the conversion fee is that big of a deal because, right, if you're using like a credit card, you got to pay a credit card fee. You know, either directly or they pass the price on to you indirectly. But here's the problem: available in 60 countries. And we look, and it appears that the United States is not one of those countries. So I can't use the virtual card at this point. So that's why this is why as of yet I have not really committed to putting a lot of money into this. Now they are talking about pre-registering here, and I'm not sure what that actually is a reference to, because it looks like you can get this virtual card in those other countries, which is like much of the world, it would appear, just not the United States. So I don't really know like what happens if I go through with this pre-registering. Like, is that allowing me to get in line for when the virtual card is actually permitted in the United States? Or are they actually implying that this service does not actually yet exist at all? I'm not entirely sure on that. I have not followed up on it. I just know that it does not appear to be available for Americans in America at this point. Now, if it does exist as a virtual card that works in other countries at least, then I might go through it if I discover that if I decide that I want to travel internationally. It's kind of a way to bring my gold with me, right? And that would be nice to be able to spend to have my money in an asset class that's increasing in value and is not fiat. But alas, since I'm not currently traveling internationally and don't plan on doing so anytime soon, and I cannot buy items using my Kinesis card here in America, I personally, for my needs, have not decided to spend a lot of money to invest in the cow or CAG on Kinesis right now. But depending on what your needs are, you might find that it's still a pretty useful thing to have, because you can take possession of the gold and silver if you really wanted, or you may want to do a lot of trading. They like a lot of trading platforms. They're going to give you rewards based on the volume of the transactions that you do. So you could choose, I think, to really make this Kinesis a place for doing a lot of your crypto stuff. So to give you an example, see if I can go back to my video here and show you what I mean. If you go to see if I can find it quickly enough. Like you could do a whole lot of your exchanging between and crypto conversions with like Bitcoin and XRP. Where's it at? Dang it all. There we go. This page. You know, if that's the kind of thing that you were doing, then you could rack up the transactions pretty quick, right? And they're going to reward you with more cow and CAG, and obviously the more you have invested, the more um, they're going to reward you yet again. So you are benefiting because they're rewarding you, but also you're benefiting because gold and silver are going to continue to go up in value, right? So what I'm saying is it may not yet be something for me, but it might very much be something for you. And having watched it for 2 years, pass every audit and be inspected by this third party, I feel like it's a due diligence, do your own due diligence. I feel like it's a reliable and safe place to put money, convert it into gold or something that's backed by physical gold, and then hopefully in short order here, hopefully soon, even Americans will be able to spend their gold, use their gold card, literally gold card, right, to buy items in the United States. That's what I'm waiting for and what I'm hoping for, and hopefully it comes soon. Now, just as a personal note, um, I've pretty much maxed out how much I plan on spending on gold and silver. I'm investing in other things, real estate, ammo, you know, things of that sort. Um, I'm going to try to get back onto this channel and talk a little bit more about current events. But I thought it would be helpful, given the $1,000 spike in gold and silver that has transpired, that it was time to revisit the Kinesis. So I'm the Philosopher King 2.0. Follow me on like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell here. Follow me on X. You can hunt around. You can find the Telegram link. I haven't been as regular there as possible. I'm sorry. I'm just too busy getting ready for the apocalypse, and I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of videos. But I'll try to improve, folks. So thanks for watching. Hope this is helpful. Use my referral link, and if you have any questions, by all means, be free to put them in the message area, and I will try to answer them as best as I can. All right, have a good one.